Hello, my lovely. We know as women with adult diagnosed ADHD that we did not get to where we are right now by doing things the way that everybody else did, right? We know we've often felt like the weirdo in the room. I know I did for a really long time. We are natural born storytellers. We're disruptors. We really love to shake shit up and we don't like doing what we're told or being told what to do. But also, please, low key, help us, tell us what to do. Our brains are also wired to see the world differently. That's just how we roll. I know that my diagnosis, which happened while running this business, changed my whole life. It changed everything. And I don't say that anecdotally. It changed my business for the better because I got curious about my own brain and started working the way my brain worked. And that simplification was the secret. That's what I teach my clients. That is my way, the spicy minded way. And I've seen how it's changed their world, and I know it'll do the same for you. So basically, I'm here to brainwash you into believing in yourself. In today's episode, I have a question for you about success, about your success specifically. And I'm going to discuss a bold declaration I'm making in my own business and how it involves you and taking you along for the ride. So, from one ADHD woman to another, turn the volume up to an 11 and get ready to learn a thing or two. Welcome back to the ADHD Entrepreneur, the podcast for us ADHD diagnosed women who have the audacity to be CEOs and run our businesses like the feral bitches we are with an offer suite and revenue to match. My name's Carrie. I am your host and I'm the chief weirdo of Carrie Out Loud. If you're new here, welcome. I'm really glad you found this podcast. If this particular episode has any impact on you, could you do me a quick favor? Subscribe to the podcast, turn the notifications on so you can be reminded to come back every Wednesday and leave a 5-star review. It helps other women like you find this podcast. And since I understand your ADHD, not only professionally, but personally, each episode has more than one topic. It's wrapped together in a lovely bow in a way that speaks to your feral funhouse of a brain. And that is, we think in random trains of thought. So that is how we roll around here. Let's go ahead and dive into today's topics. The first train we are going to be talking about is the question I wanted to ask you. Do you actually believe to your core, like in your bones, in your DNA, that you can succeed? Do you believe that? Or are you just saying that? Are you saying that because everyone else around you is saying that? Are you saying it because you think that's what you're supposed to say? Do you believe it? What I know is that going bigger and going from solopreneurship into becoming more of a CEO requires a little bit more broad shoulders. You'll be holding different energy. That doesn't mean you will be depleting more energy over time because the whole goal is to simplify so that you can scale. But do you think that you're doing this because you should or because you really want to? Do you have your blinders on? Or are you looking around at everybody else's success or the way that they're doing things and think that that's what you're supposed to say? Because not to be a bummer, not to be a downer, but not everyone who says that they want success actually wants it. And the difference between those who want it in their business and who don't is one specific thing, one thing: taking action. Your actions tell you more about what you actually want than your thoughts, than any of the other pieces of your business. What are you doing? Are you taking the actions to grow the business? Are you taking the actions to show yourself that this is what you truly want? Because if you are saying one thing and you are acting a different way and you are wondering why things are not lining up, it's time to take a hard look at that. Now, I'm not saying to give up. I'm not saying to quit. I'm not saying anything of the sort. I am saying, do you believe, truly believe you can succeed? Because I know that for a lot of the women that I work with, they see their past failures and think, well, I'm just going to fail again. They base their future on their past. But there's a difference now. And the difference is, you know you have ADHD. You can now become curious about how your brain works, and you can simplify your business so that you can scale it in a way that works with your own brain and the way that it works. Not systems that other people are trying to teach you. And actually, some of those systems may work really well for you. But if you feel like it's something unnatural, you and I both know we're not going to do it. If it's something that just does not line up with the way your brain thinks, you're not going to do it. And I've discussed this in previous episodes, and I've used the exercise analogy. If you've always been an afternoon exerciser and you have somebody that you hire who says, well, in order to gain muscle and to become more fit, you have to work out at 5 a.m. And your brain's like, no, like 5 a.m. is not a concept, like a time where your body's like, yeah, let me exercise. For me, my time is 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. I do it before I start working, but not at 4 a.m. So, how long will you actually stay doing that activity at that time when you know it doesn't work for you? Because eventually you fall off, right? The business that you're running is the same. The way to simplify your business so that it will actually grow is to figure out how your brain works, stay curious of the cues that it gives you. And as you do that, find the systems and automations and support of any kind that works for you. It does not have to make sense to anybody else but you. You see what I'm saying? That's why when I coach my clients, I use the spicy minded way. That is my unique way of business mentorship and coaching. It is me as an ADHD woman speaking to other ADHD women who contend with similar things. So I know the questions to ask. I understand how to help women navigate that, women like you, because I'm doing it day in and day out personally. I'm not just studying it or looking at how other people are doing it. I'm looking at it personally and contending with it personally. So when I talk to my clients or I ask them specific questions, a lot of the times it's to make sure that what they're doing and the flow of their business actually lines up with their brain. Because if it doesn't, it's going to feel like you're walking uphill both ways in the snow with no shoes on. It's not going to fucking work for your brain. You aren't going to do it at some point. So, my ultimate question to you here is, what are some things in your business that you're doing that feel like you're walking uphill? Systems that were set up by someone else that don't fit with your brain, or ways that you're doing things, your business model that doesn't work with your brain? What are those things? And that takes me to our next train of thought, which is the messy middle. The messy middle. Oh gosh, no one talks about this enough. And you are going to hear it from me more and more and more in this season of my own business. And I'm going to get to that in a moment. But the messy middle is this bridge between feeling like a stressed out solopreneur who's trying to just do everything herself, and stepping into becoming more of a CEO in your business, which means doing the things that you are the best at and either automating, delegating, or getting fucking rid of the things that don't flow for you. You are allowed to create a business around the way your brain works. And when you do that, a lot will change. You won't feel as tired. You won't feel as much brain fog or brain overwhelm or decision fatigue because so many things are lined up for you and how you do things that it makes it more simple. And oftentimes women feel like scaling means more work. It's going to be harder. It's going to take more time. And I want to challenge that belief because if you're doing everything right now or doing a lot of it and you don't have automation or systems in place that work with you, you're working 10 times harder. And you may think that you have to work 10 times harder to be as good as anyone else or to keep up with anyone else. And that's bullshit. Putting on your blinders will be one of the biggest gifts you give to yourself. Because when you stop looking around and trying to mimic or copy how somebody else is doing something, and you really dig into your own brain and figure out how to do it to work with you, your mind, that will simplify your business. And when you simplify it and you have more room in your brain, guess what starts to happen? You see growth. You're able to make decisions without decision fatigue all the time. And yes, we will have busier seasons. Okay. Like that's just reality. There are times in our business where we are sprinting. Right now, I'm in a sprint, but I'm not always in a sprint. So if you are in that sprint mode 24/7, 365 in your business, you're in that messy middle. It's time to take a look at that. It is an uncomfortable middle ground. And this phase, whether we like it or not, is critical for growing our business and scaling it, but it requires intentional strategy. And when I say strategy, you may cringe. I used to cringe over the word strategy. But when I say strategy, I mean your strategy for you, for how your brain works, for how you can run your business in a way strategically that gets you to where you want to go, to hitting the goals you want to create by not creating goals that are 5 years down the road. We need to create goals like 3 months at a time, maximum, because we see things as now or not now, right? So if you have something a year down the road, your brain is like, I'm not even thinking about that. So it has to be something that works with your brain. It could be a monthly goal, it could be every 3 months, but finding the way to take it chunk by chunk or piece by piece instead of looking at the entire thing is going to make your brain more happy. So, what I want to do here is I want to give you some questions to think about and to identify your energy leaks in your business, which are probably causing lost revenue. So, my first question is, are your systems or automations supporting you or draining you? Do you have any? Are you doing everything manually still? Are you not utilizing tech because you are afraid of it or you don't understand it? You have to get over that shit. If you want to build the big ass, badass business you want to build, there's some shit you're going to have to get your ADHD brain to push past. And it may feel uncomfortable, but it is a temporary discomfort for a long-term ability to grow and scale your business. My next question is your offer suite nailed down? Your offers nailed down? And do they line up with your goals? Or do you have 15 offers, all different types of things? and you're throwing spaghetti against the wall and you're don't know what sticks. You know what that's doing? That's confusing your future clients. Do you have an actual road that walks them through getting to know you, understanding how you roll, and deciding if they want to work with you or not, putting them into the shoes of somebody who would work with you? Do you have that lined up? Next, are your prices reflective of the strategy? Are your prices reflective of the transformation you provide? And I want to go into something here real quick. One of the things when we are pricing offers that we will think about is, okay, what am I worth? You're not putting a dollar amount on you. You're not putting a dollar amount on who you are as a person. You're not putting a dollar amount on you as a business owner. You're putting a dollar amount on your time, your expertise, your life experience, and all of those pieces that create the transformation you help your clients create. If you are charging $500 a month for something that is going to transform another person's business by 100K or more, you're undervaluing yourself. Yourself, as in how you help them transform, the transformation you are offering. Because if you know that you are helping making these huge transformations, but you're undercharging and you're not standing in that CEO place of, here's what this provides. This is my ideal, my fuck yes client. This is how her business is going to change while we're working together. What will that possibly look like to her business monetarily? And then create your pricing based on that and all of the factors that come with how you help them create that transformation. That gives you a whole different perspective. You might be like, oh shit, I am majorly undercharging. Yes, you probably are. This is the conversation I probably have more than any other conversation, is the underpricing. Because you believe it's putting a value on yourself as a person, as a human, when it is not that whatsoever. It is, what is the client's outcome going to be once they have worked with you? And what is the value of that? What is the value of that shortcut? The next thing I want you to audit or ask yourself is, do you have any recurring revenue streams set up in your business of any kind? Or are you always starting your month at zero, feeling like you're hustling, feeling like you have to find new clients all the time? Are you working harder or are you working smarter? Do you have recurring revenue that you know you're going to be able to count on for the next 6, 9, 12 months? Or are you always chasing and feel like you're in that chase and lack energy? The next question I want you to ask yourself is, do you have boundaries with your clients around your time? And do you have boundaries for yourself around the energy that you put out in a given day? Because as we know, our energy ebbs and flows. Sometimes we have potato days, and sometimes we're on frickin' fire and could write a dissertation in 24 hours, right? We know this about ourselves. So, do you have any boundaries, or are your clients creating the boundaries for you? Are your clients running your business, basically? Because if you haven't even had this conversation, if you haven't even thought about boundaries or what those look like, and you're wondering why you're fucking exhausted all the time, ding, 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 this is something to look at. So, for example, I have different levels that different clients are at, right? On my highest level, one on one, intimate, most high touch offer, my clients get access to me way more than others. But I usually only take on maybe 2 of those high tier clients at a time because I know that's my capacity. This is a discussion about capacity. Are you taking on so much that you're like, "Fuck this, I wanna burn it all down," because you just feel like you have no time, you don't have enough time in a day, and there's only one you. When you start to create boundaries and enforce them, the other thing that happens is that your clients will respect you even more because you're also modeling that they get to have boundaries too. It's not just this fucking free for all. My clients know that when they have access to me via secondary app, the hours that I'm available for them to drop in questions, approximately how quickly I'll be able to get back to them. It's clear. But with the people pleasing and all the other bullshit that comes with ADHD, we just don't set those boundaries and just run around all willy nilly and let others run us around ragged when we're a professional. We don't do that with doctors, lawyers. When somebody doesn't show up for an appointment, they charge anyway. When you're late, they won't always let you into the appointment because, you have been, you did not get there on time. And I know time is an issue for us. I have a freebie about time blindness that I'll go ahead and put in the show notes here. But, that wasn't exactly what I'm talking about. But the key here is, do you have boundaries? And if you don't, I want you to take an action, one action today. Set one boundary in your business. It can be around anything. It can be around how long you work. What time do you stop working? It can be something with a client. But do yourself a favor, even if it makes you want to throw up, even if it makes you sick, because if you truly want to grow and scale your business and become a go to in your industry, your energy is finite. It is not infinite. Respect that. We teach others how to treat us. If you teach them that it's okay for them to message you at 10 o'clock and you answer them at 10 o'clock, they're then going to believe they can do that anytime they want to. But if they know their cutoff time for your cutoff time is 5 o'clock your time, and that you'll get back to them in the next day, and they're clear on that, there's no problem. And it's respectful. Those are the kind of clients you want anyway, right? And this messy middle is no joke. It's no fucking joke. you know, this is the work where you now begin to create a more sustainable and scalable business. And so now, for the next train, this is my bold declaration that I am making to you, and I'm going to be talking about it a lot more. I had this idea before, and it was too scary. You've been around for a while. You probably heard the episode where I called it the $1,000,000 project or something like that. And I was not ready. I was not ready. I did not have the systems in place that I have now. I did not have the clarity on who exactly I wanted to work with and how I can best help them. And now I do. And so my declaration is, I am going to take you with me while I scale my business to $1,000,000 business. That is a goal that I have. And I'm and I'm going to work to have this by the end of this year. And is that terrifying? Yep. But if I go and I show you in stories and here and in my newsletter and in my content, and I show you how I'm doing these things and the different ways that this can work, I'm bringing you with me. and we get to grow together. And since I'm so community driven, it is and collaboration and all about uplifting women, I have to go first. So, I'm going first. You're coming with me. And if you want to work with somebody who's in this very process now, but also has 25 years of business experience and has built six-figure businesses, but we're shooting high. We're going ginormous. And I wasn't ready before because I still had some things to settle and work out when it came to my identity, who I was. Because after getting an ADHD diagnosis, even though mine was almost 2 years ago, I had 50 plus, almost 50 years of being one way. And then all of a sudden they're like, here's a piece of information that you didn't know about yourself. And you're like, what the fuck? I got diagnosed while running this business. So it has taken me time to figure out what I am best at, what my magic is, who I want to sprinkle that magical fucking fairy dust all over. And I figured that out now. Coaches and online service providers, you're my jam. Will I take nobody else besides that? No, because of course I have experiences in other arenas, but that is my focus. And it is us, it is you who are in this middle space that I'm going to help walk you through that as I am doing the same. And I'm going to show you how it all goes down. And when I attempted to do this the first time, it terrified me. Like, it really scared me. And I was like, this sounds great. I guess this is a good, but I didn't understand what that meant. I do now. And so now you're coming with me. Go check out my new bio on Instagram. Go follow. You're going to want to come along for this ride because you're going to learn. My husband and I were talking about this vicariously because my name is Carrie. Yeah. Haha, get it. Yeah. Vicariously by watching, by observing, by me sharing, no gatekeeping. I'm going to put it out there. The good shit, the bad shit, the ugly shit, the hard days, the easier days. Let's do this together. Let's do this together. And although I'm still an authority and I still understand ADHD personally, professionally, and on all different levels, and I know how to grow businesses, I haven't grown this specific business because I wasn't in the place yet to go where I wanted to head. And now I am. And if you are too, come with me. I've just created a program that is self-paced, but it is all of the steps to take, the blueprint to go from being a stressed out solopreneur to really stepping into owning your business instead of your business fucking owning you. And that program is going to be dropping soon. The modules are bite-sized. They're made for your ADHD brain. They are all taught my spicy minded way. If you want to get on the wait list, shoot me a DM or go to my Instagram and drop the word honey, because it's Unfuck Your Money, Honey is the name of the program. So drop honey anywhere on my Instagram, anywhere. And you will, at this point, get onto the wait list. But if you're hearing this down the road, you can still use that keyword and it'll take you to the link to the actual program. Not only is it self-paced, you are going to get emails from me throughout once a week or so to just check in on you, see how you're doing, how it's going, if you have questions. And then I'm also going to offer a one-on-one to add to the program so that if you want to personally map all of this out with me, you can. It's a 90-minute session. We're going to map out your entire client road, how to get your clients to see you, understand what you do, and how you're going to be able to help them and the road to create for them to understand that so that you can put it into practice for yourself. So the course gives you the blueprint, and you could take the blueprint and run. You don't even need me. But if you wanted that extra support, I'm going to be offering that too. And I love the name. Unfuck your money, honey. I'm excited. This is the first robust program I've ever put together. It came to me and out of my body in 24 hours as I put it together based on the client work I've done and the years I've been in business. And when I recorded it, it just came. The universe, I don't know what the fuck she was doing, but she's like, here you go, girl. And I was like, oh, this was like a missing element in my business. And now that I have this so completely mapped out in a way that's friendly for my brain, I can help you take this blueprint and make it even more friendly for your brain. And I'm excited for us. I'm excited for myself. And I'm really excited for you. This program is incredible. And I'm so proud and I'm so excited because I know it's going to help so many women like you who are filling in that fucked up, messy middle part, thinking, do I just burn this shit down and just be done? Do I go get a job? Like, what do I do? Because you're making good income. It's not that. It's that you hit this ceiling and you feel like you can't get past it. And there's only one you. How are you going to get past it? This is going to show you exactly how. And I hope you love it as much as I do. So with that, ta-da! I'm going to end today's episode. If you loved the episode, please subscribe to the podcast, give it a 5-star review, tell a friend, drop it in their DMs, send your bestie a carrier pigeon. I don't care. Share it. And let me know what you got out of the episode. I'm a connection queen. I love community. I love hearing from people who listen to the podcast, something that they took with them from the episode. And that's you, talking right to you. So until next week, I see you. I love you. I'm fucking rooting for you always. And don't forget to keep it weird. Okay? Bye. Oh, hey, you're still here. Thank you for listening all the way to the end. Be sure to check out the show notes for all the ways to follow me. And of course, my goal is to find and help as many women with ADHD get away from the 9-to-5 grind because it's just not designed for our neurospicy brilliance. And there are other ways to do life. So by subscribing, sharing, and giving a 5-star review, it helps other women find this podcast as well. And if there's an episode you really love, please feel free to take a screenshot and share it on your social and tag me in it so that I can thank you personally. Until next time, you spicy brained unicorn. Bye.